which is next to the double, floating in the midair structure. Okay, it's literally in the air, perfectly parallel. And follow it up. What's this? This one. I see eyes right there. That's how they know you're. That's how they know this. That I'm doing this. Are those eyeballs? What the hell is that? That's a structure. Anyone that watches me knows that it's part of their language. This particular one is completely off the ground. I also may shut up here in a second and just kind of let you guys watch without me talking. Let's just do this. I know there's going to be timestamps. This video really is just for those people. I mean, it's for everyone, but you know, not everyone is gonna want to take the time. Keep in mind, I'm zooming through a window. So let's just look for the obvious. Let's look for something blatant. We'll try again too later when it's darker. It's kind of a blackness there. I like this. This is good in here. There's no doubt that's a structure. Right there. Hold on, where'd it go? See how it's really pixelated? I mean, we're zooming pretty far, but it's more pixelated because of the glass I'm zooming through. So instead of going like this, which I could do, I guess, a little bit, I'd rather just go like this and hold it for a second. Cool to get like some kind of a movement. See, this is what worries me. This stuff is so tall. It's like 10, 12 feet tall right there. You just can't tell. Of course, that's nice and cool in there. Excuse me. Interesting. Biggest tree in the area. Bigfoot right in front of it, right there. And there's a leaner right there. It looks like something holding it. I'm staying right here for a second. Oh, I mean, that was weird to me. Doesn't it? What's this? What about that white? I've seen those too before. See that white behind the black? What looks like a Bigfoot? There's like a white face, like a white SpongeBob SquarePants. You see it? And somehow they'll know I'm zooming on them, and then they won't move. But let's just see. It could just be pareidolia. I can only look at the little screen. I'm not looking at my eyepiece. Let's just leave that for about a minute. This is what I was afraid of. It might be okay. Yeah, see, it's not going to be too bad. It's actually what we want. So I'll come back later, which is not in about half hour. And I'm seeing doubles. See the doubles? I think I see a Bigfoot right there.
What am I seeing right there? This is hurting my neck so very badly. There's a stick going right through that, which is usually an indication of tricks. I want some movement. And that's not moving, even if it's a head moving. I don't know what that is, but it does look like something, and it looks like I see faces behind it too. It's not pareidolia. You know, so not only is that something that you might be able to tell when you're watching, I can't see with my eye, but you can, there's also the structures incorporated. I never show a still without structures. Look how this one comes into that same spot right there. This one goes right to him. This one goes right out with the double. It's a curious spot to me. He's not moving, so we'll check later. Let's check later. I can't hold it because of my neck. It hurts too much.
It's actually what we want. So I'll come back later. Which is not about a half hour. That's the spot. Ooh, you know what? Look at that star structure, you guys. We were filming something there earlier. It just flew by like an orb. See that? You guys, that's something right there. All you guys know structures now, right? You know, look, you see how that white straight one, it's too white and straight. It's got little knobs on it. It comes down and meets that star structure. What is that? You guys, what is that? It's not a bird. What is that? What is that? That's an orb. You guys see the movement on this thing? Remember, it's bigger than it looks. I'm really far away. Look at that. I don't think it's a bird. There's no way. It's gliding too much. I would have lost it by now if it was a bird. Where is it? Oh man, that color's gonna get me. What do you suppose that was? It went right in there. I could see it. It went right. It just kept going and it went right in there. This is interesting. I'm telling you, why this is good is because it's just not touched. There's no way to get there. It's all private property. Look. It's like some kind of like little nursery or something. And then there's apartments there. And then you can tell in the backyards there's just no way to walk up there. You know, like you wouldn't do it. So this is why this is a good spot. Blatant. Come on, guys, look, there's the X. I freaking knew it. I knew it. Look at the 2. See the 2? Look at the X. Anyone else in the world besides us would just make up some excuse, some logical explanation. You guys, that's their language right there. Look at that structure. It's right on the edge. See? It's right on the edge, and it's all the ground structures as well. Okay, so this is a spot we kind of want to just look at. That's interesting there because it has a fork right below it. You see the fork? It's one part of their language as well. And then right in the middle, I got some kind of weird looking thing, and then right there is interesting. That is a spot, you guys. I zoomed. We're gonna have to compare the footage. I'll do it when I get home, but I'm not going to do it on my crappy laptop. It's such a piece of junk. I'm going to go on my good PC. But I'll have to compare the footage. I already got it if I can't find it now. I zoomed back in and I was definitely zooming on something that looked strange right in here, and I just re-zoomed and I couldn't see it.
Let's check that. It's easy. It's right at the base of the valley. I'll remember the structures. We'll zoom in there later. It'll probably still be there. It is interesting though, or at least with my eyepiece. And so is this here, where I'm seeing all of the dirt on the stumps just completely out of the ground. It's kind of weird. See that there? Or they're like in line right there. Look, 1, 2, 3. And then there's 2. They're leaning on 2 that go across. That looks, look at that one in the air. It's like in the air. I think that's them, you guys. They really seem to care about the dead trees. See these stumps? These stumps aren't from there. They're just simply not, as far as I can tell in the video. Interesting. Remember, guys, if you're one of those people that are like, why is he still doing it? Because there's many people that are experts in locating them and have figured out exactly, after finding thousands of pictures on their own, if not hundreds and hundreds, you get to know this. And these guys can and girls can see things that you cannot. And that's the you can though. That's the thing. If you just learn. You learn that this is not what you think it is. And then you can learn all about it yourself. You don't need anybody like me. You can just look at my video and then figure things out on your own. You don't even need me. I help with some stuff here and there, but you can, timestamp people. A lot of times they don't even hear me. They're like running things at quarter speeds. All right, enough's enough. I could sit here all day and do this. Looks weird. I get it, it's a trench, and water probably does come down there, but not that much. Not that much. It's this area doesn't get a lot of snow. It's real hot in Glenwood. There's not that much coming down there. If it was, it wouldn't be. It would be dirt. It wouldn't be. You'd be able to see the trail of water. And I'm not seeing any trails of water at all. I'm seeing only green. So this should be interesting later. See a nice boulder. Everything there looks weird. Everything should just be going straight down the hill. No other way. Everything. That, like, say this one falls, it just falls straight down the hill. It doesn't fall into some kind of situation. I haven't seen except for that. Let's go back one more time, and then we'll do it tonight. Where was that dude? There's the trench. There's the structure. Is that it? Where's the straight one that came into it? I thought it was going to be easy to find. I like those rocks. It's about 90 degrees out there, and in dead sun. I'd be shocked to see anything, even a deer out there. It's so hot. Alright, well, somewhere, it was right in there, that one spot. I remember seeing, there's the 2. And there it is, it's still there. God, it looks like a Bigfoot. Doesn't it? It looks like shoulders and everything. Weird. Alright, bye. Blatant. Come on, guys, look, there's the X. I freaking knew it. I knew it. Look at the 2. See the 2? Look at the X. Anyone else in the world besides us would just make up some excuse, some logical explanation. You guys, that's their language right there. Look at that structure. It's right on the edge. See? It's right on the edge, and it's all the ground structures as well. Okay, so this is a spot we kind of want to just look at. That's interesting there because it has a fork right below it. You see the fork?
it's one part of their language as well. And then right in the middle, I got some kind of weird looking thing, and then right there is interesting. Hello, Mr. Bigfoot. How is there black things next to the triples like that? Definitely some suspicious. I don't know if I filmed an orb. That's what it looked like. What's this dude doing? Am I seeing his eyes move? That's all I want. I just want it for you guys. I wouldn't even do this for myself, because I've seen them. Like, I don't need it. I want to get you guys like the good stuff. I don't know what that is. It looks worth just leaving this there for a second. Bigfoot tree. Up. Look, it's been pushed uphill so it doesn't fall down, because it's a Bigfoot tree. It's actually a structure. I just don't tell people that when I say Bigfoot tree. They just think I'm making that up, but it's actually a huge part of what they do, and they're always dead. It's what it is. It's just one giant structure. That's all it is. Bigfoot tree. Ask Brandon. He'll tell you what a Bigfoot tree is. It is weird. There's probably an explanation for that, but I mean, it's just kind of weird. It looks like maybe even a dark one next to those draping white branches to the left. It looks like something's behind there as well. See how these, I don't know. I'm a little suspicious about there. See what it looks like on the camera. I'm not going to hold it on anything for too long because I'm not looking at her. I want to see the dog. You do go, boys. My little poodle. You know, those things are cool and all. Like, I like them, of course. I love all animals, but they're just such mama's boys or girls. You know, they just love their mommy. Not always. I've met some really friendly poodles, but you guys know what I'm talking about. A lot of times those dogs just love their owners. You guys stop looking at the hot chicks. She's probably young enough to be my daughter. I don't even look at girls like anymore. I'm celibate. I'll start dating when I figure out this subject. There's no point in me dating until I have like a real job again. Or this may become, you know what I mean, becomes a real job. Like a real money job. I gotta make some, look at that field goal. Another really interesting point of curiosity right there. I'll tell you could sit here and Zoom for a day and you would miss things, and then all of a sudden be like, oh my God, I've been Zooming for a day and I didn't see that. That's what would happen. Again, there's our first structure. It's theirs. It's off of the ground. Are those trees like all twisted up? Yes, that's a major spot right there. I've known about it now for a couple of years. About a year actually. Before I bought the quad, I was at the Honda dealership here. I just stopped by. That's blatant. See the double again. They did that. It's there. Part of their language. Not even a discussion. Don't even try to deny it in your brain. It's not going to work. I forget that by now it's only timestamp people watching this, pretty much, or people that want to learn to be one. I'm also at the same time, you know, hoping something happens. Look at that X. It's a trident. Trident structure, at least. That's theirs. Another one. forgot what I was saying. Whenever I forget what I'm saying, it's such a good thing. I actually like it. I don't want to know what I was saying. Another X. I told you this is all of them, you guys. It's 2. You see the X there? There's an X right there. More faces behind the X. Man, you guys are going to get timestamps. I mean, I really think you will. You know, like the sentinel ones, the ones that are just sitting there making sure everything's okay, and then when it's dark, all the big boys just come out. So from God knows where. Look at the double bend. Look, it's a double bend into an X. You guys, that's a whole world right there. Look, it's a double bend, and there's a symmetrical X on the ground that they both bend into. That's legit. Blatant. Trident. It's them. Look at that whole world right there. See, I'll bet you they were there always. And, you know, all this stuff has died recently. See this? It's died fairly recent. I don't know why. There's some new growth as well. Whoops, sorry about that. And inside of it, but there's like a lot of green, you know, on the ground. I wonder why that whole place died like that. Look, it all just died together at the same time. Interesting. Same at the top. All aspens. They could be diseased, but it doesn't really look like. Look at that. What is zoom right into another trident? Not an accident. It's literally a trident. You see the middle one? It's just a little bit up. It's a trident. It's theirs. If you figure people would just listen and just open their brains up a little bit. I don't think they understand that I'm not suggesting it. That I'm literally telling you this for a fact. There's no discussion involved whatsoever. It's a factual thing. So you can decide whether you want to learn it or just turn it off. It's up to you. I could care less. I'm trying my best to reach you, but if you're just that stupid, there's nothing I can do about it. Another point of interest. Why does that black shadow have like a pole in front of it? What the hell is going on here? Sometimes I just name things because I just say it too much. Look at the circle. Look at the circle. That is them right there. Whatever that is has something to do with them. Look at that whole situation up there, guys. What'd you do if you just saw like a pterodactyl come out of like the mountain? Oh my God! You see how I've been zooming for? I've been doing it, dudes. I've been doing this for at least an hour, right? Look, I didn't see it until just now. It's 100,000%. And my thumbnail, probably. Look at that. Why is it blurry? I don't know. You tell me. Well, how were you born is probably a better question. Does that mean I don't even care? I do care, but I don't. Sometimes I just need. Sometimes these people need a wake up call. You know, these people that are so arrogant and so in love with themselves and think they know it all. You know, his car is the best. His life is the best. He knows everything. Those are the people I like just to give them a smack. You know, not physically, but kind of in a way. Like, you idiot. I'm like, what do you mean I'm an idiot? It's like, you have no idea how stupid you are. Look right here. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not. You guys check it out. I told you when you do this for a while, everything starts to come together. Watch this. Okay, so forget about that, the ultimate X. It's just 1,000,000%. They're inside that mountain. That's where they live. Okay, you want to know where Bigfoot goes? Inside the mountain. Okay, that's where they go. They don't go in ways that you understand. Look at the circle. Holy. It's like double bends. Oh, that's that double bend X. I did see that. Wow, I can't believe I saw the double bend X without seeing that. Watch this. Follow that one right there.
okay, which is next to the double, floating in the midair structure, okay? It's literally in the air, perfectly parallel. And follow it up. Watch this. This one. I see eyes right there. That's how they know you're. That's how they know this, that I'm doing this. Are those eyeballs? What the hell is that? If those aren't glowing eyeballs, I don't know what is. I can't. Yeah, try zapping me in here. Guys, what is that? Looks like a robot. And the eyes are blinking. All right, well, that's easy enough because I was about to zoom in on the trident. Here, hold on a second. I've never quite done a video like this before laying in bed. I can't believe I'm doing the best Bigfoot video ever been done from a bed. It's true. I'm sorry. I'm writing down my world records. I'm just kidding. I'm not even saying this is good, but it's pretty freaking interesting. So let's find our trident. Let's find our X, right? Wow, I can't believe that. It's so hard to see everything when it's that far away. Where's the ultimate X? Where's the trident? So I did find it, but now I don't know where those eyeballs are. Is it in there? I think it was right there, and now they're not there. I can't believe that happened to me. I'll have to rewatch the clip. I don't even remember why I stopped. But all I wanted to do was show you this. I was like, I started doing this, and then I saw them. I was like, follow this. And I was going up, and then I saw eyeballs. And it had to be right there, and they're not there now. This is approximately 3 minutes later. It was right there. You guys, those were glowing eyeballs. That's the spot right there. Because I was going to show you this. It's a trident. Look how it's a curve, but they put a giant leaner. You see that white one? It's actually a leaner. It comes all the way up, and they rest it to complete the trident. You see that? And then there's that weird ball that sticks all the way out with that tree, which is just bizarre, right? And then you go down. Once you get to know them, you just know. I've seen all this stuff a million times. I mean, it's approaching that number with what I have done on my own and what I see on a daily basis sent to me and what I see in my groups that I have. Well, I have one group, one big group, one private group, one page, which is Colorado Bigfoot. If you've never seen the photos, Colorado Bigfoot Facebook, click on photos. There's more photos there of the unseen world than you could ever look through. Look at the curve on the floating structure, right? Watch this. You go up, and yeah, it was right there. I started shaking or something. I don't know what was going on. It was right to the left of that, right there, right in the middle, right there. I can't hold it. I don't know what it is about that spot. I cannot. There's the trident. There's the spot. He was right there, and I blew it. At least I think so. Oh no, there we go. So maybe it's not. I don't know. It looks so blatant, like there's eyeballs in there, guys. He's just so big. He just sits there. It's too dark in there. What a spot. Look, you guys, it's insane. Do the math. Forget it. Forget about something's even there. Trident, ball, right? Big giant ball coming out of a tree. You go down. It's where all the structures are, right? It's a spot right there. Right there. It's shady and it's dark, and they know that you can't see in there typically. I mean, you could forget about seeing in there with your eyeballs. Ever. I mean, look. It's not even an option. You can't. You couldn't even see a spot like that right there with your eyeballs. Right there, you couldn't even see it. Actually, there's probably good spots to check at night. I mean, you know they come down. They're all in these bushes. They're everywhere, frolicking because they're inside of a mountain most of the time. Completely out of your thinking. I don't understand why people expect everything that we're not supposed to know about to be within their thinking. It doesn't. It's the simplest thing to understand. Everything I show you is a fact. Pretty much. We got all shade now. It's not night, but at the same time, I know they know that visibility is limited up there. The camera getting in there makes it light up, but from down here you can't see any of that. Not really. I think you guys, no matter what here, this was good because I'll try to. The hardest part about what I've done here, I should be just relaxing, but I spent 2 hours doing this. Without exaggeration, you guys, I spent 2 hours doing this. Is the hard part is not doing it. It's trying to edit through all of this so I don't drive you guys out of your minds. And you know, just to break the monotony a little bit. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff, you guys. I mean, is that a face right there? Like, what the hell? Look at the structure. That is the most bizarre looking structure right there. Look at that thing. Every time I zoom, I find something new. And then what the heck is that thing? I can't get any closer to it. Hold on. All right? Look how weird that is, and look above. There's like a maybe it's not a face now. It's the cool thing about getting a zoom like that, because I went a little bit more and it really cleared it up. Back here, it looked more like a face, you know, like it was like some kind of trick or something. You gotta be careful with those guys on the timestamps. There's a lot of things that make faces that aren't. It's actually not even a form of pareidolia. Like, it is, but it's not. Like, there's just things that are literally almost in HD that, you know, create just the littlest bit back can create, you know, what looks like a face. It looks like an invisible face right there with a pole through it, which is sort of normal with what I see with them. Why is that white thing, dotted thing, going right through it? That's bizarre. Looks like one of their magic sticks, and then right behind it is the two. There's two, and they go right into a bush. I'm seeing a lot of weird stuff up there, you guys. Remember, you're not going to just see Bigfoots running all around. That's not the way they are. Like, to begin with, they're not that way because of you. That's the way they are. Now at nighttime, it's a whole different thing. I don't know what they're doing. There is no doubt there's a white X covering that tree, if not wrapping it, and then a big giant white one going in at the base. That is theirs. Possible a set of eyeballs or two, especially in the V's. Always look in the V's. See? There's possibly beings looking right there, which is not a surprise because there's a symmetrical X right there. I mean, you guys, that is one giant Bigfoot world I just filmed. I really hope. It gets to me sometimes because I'm like, yeah, I just won't even do this anymore. I'm like, I'll just go home. You know, like, I'm just like talking crap to myself. But it's at the same time, it's like, you know, I really need people to understand what they're seeing, because if you don't, it's no fun for me. Do you see the teepee structure? Can you see the parallel going left and right? And do you see underneath it? It's one of the only places there that is just completely dirt. Underneath the teepee structure that has a tiger laying on the ground. Looks like Tony the Tiger, literally. Right there. Which I think is made up of rocks, but I'm not sure. But I do see like what looks like Tony the Tiger. Parallel, Brandon, if you're watching this, look at the parallel. It's just, there's too much going on. I see all kinds of stuff floating around, like some stuff that's just going upward. Like, look at that. How is it going up so fast? Are those birds? I mean, am I losing my mind? Look how fast the things are going. This thing's got to be going
40 miles an hour straight up. My neck hurts from doing this so bad. But it's fine. I'm not complaining. I am, but I'm not at the same time. It is what it is. I don't care. I have health insurance at least for another month. I'm gonna have to pay that bill. I gotta pay that because I can't not get another MRI. I gotta get it. It's so bad. Because I just assume not go to a doctor for anything. I'll just sit here until I'm dead. I don't care. But I can't with the neck thing. It's unbearable. You got to get everything fixed up by your head. It's just too close to your brain process, which makes you more aware of it constantly. All right, guys, that's about all she wrote on this. Let's do one more zoom up here because it's really dark up there like that. You see how dark it is like that? They don't think anybody can see. You get in there with the camera. It's not so bad. I'm telling you, if you sat here for enough times, like, you get to know it. It's just like anything else. Just keep filming, learn the spots, figure it out, and believe me, it'd just be a matter of time here because what you have is a vantage point of their entire world. That's a bird. You know what I mean? And before long, you'd figure this out, and you'd be able to film them. These are great spots. Right up there. They are so good. I'd love to see what's on the other side. I guess the only way to really would really know. Oh man, you know what I could do? I could do it from the hotel room. Do you know that? I could go down. I don't think I'm gonna do it, but I could go down, right? And I'm signing off. I could go down to my truck, set the drone up, put the drone on top of my truck, right? Come back up here, take off from in here, and then fly over the hotel. The car is way back there behind me, on the other side of the building, and then drone literally from the hotel room. What are these two thinking? Give you $1 million, you can tell me what they're saying. He's like, yeah, man, my weed's really good. Now let's go back in these bushes and smoke it. My wife's gonna know. That's what that guy's saying right there. Actually, I doubt that's what he said. He's like, let's go this way. I'm filming these guys because I was hoping they would do this. So there's definitely a walking. See, it goes up there, and then it turns. What is this? What the hell is that? Why am I seeing fake Bigfoots everywhere? You guys, what is that? And why is there balls or something? What's going on? That's so weird. Tell me that is not a face. Can they see that? Where are they? No, they turned this way. They went this way. Because there's the path right there. That's what the balls are, right there. But you guys, what the hell? Staring right at me. How is that possible? I guess it's a stump or something, but there's no trees out there. There never was. How is it a stump? Trees don't really grow down here this low. The only trees you're seeing are ones that were planted and that have water, that are hit by sprinklers. It's too hot. Let's get one more zoom to my spot. It's my spot. You guys can't have it. You can probably figure out where that is, though, easy enough. I don't really mind because go knock yourself out. If you can get up there, I'm giving you a location. It's in Glenwood Springs. You can find it easily. And there you go. I'm not worried about those guys at all. There he is. That's the dude. Look, he's even got a nose. That's the dude. His eyeballs were lighting up. And now the sun went down behind him. I can see. All I know is something's going on right there. There's the eyeballs. Right there. Over to the left, right there. I can't get it in there. I can't get it in there. I can't. There's one on the ground right there. See him? And there's the eyeballs right next to him. There's two. Can you see him? They're right there. It's no surprise. Look, it's a trident. They're underneath a trident, a giant ball, and then below are the best structures up there. It's legit. It has all the backup necessary. I don't care what you think, that's something in there. I care what you think, but I'm not really asking. Sometimes I do, but I don't need to ask on this. This is an amazing place. This is the first thing I thought about when I called my dad. I was like, or I text my dad. I was like, is the offer still stand for Glenn Strings? He's like, they're like, absolutely. 5 minutes later, I get an email. And I was like, oh my God, I bet you I can zoom on this mountain. And sure enough, it was just too much of a coincidence that I get the best room in the world. I did tell him. I said, I have to. You've got to give me a view of that mountain. I do. He's like, why? I do. Because I was like, I do YouTube. And I want to get some shots of the mountain. He didn't even ask me further than that. He's like, oh, okay, cool. I totally understand. He's like, maybe I'll have to suck it up and come to Glenwood Springs to live. I mean, look, these places aren't bad. I don't want to live like in one of those places. I mean, as nice as those probably are, you're still just like shoved in there with everybody. You can't crank your tune. You know, you got to always worry about people. I don't want that. But these aren't bad. I mean, that's a kind of a nice view behind your house. I got 1 minute here on my other battery. Figured I'd use it up. I haven't zoomed over here yet. Because the sun was so bright over there. And I'm not going to bother too much. Let's get this spot. I'm not seeing a whole lot there in front of the clay, and I find other spots where that's where they love it the most. Here, they're over here. It's so unbelievable that I just filmed for 2 hours. 2 hours up there. That's how good that is. If it wasn't good, I would have filmed for 5 minutes. It's darker than it looks. But it's not dark. That's the catch. We're not too far off from having this camera with thermals, but I won't do that for public. I'm not going to charge for it. I'm just not going to put real thermal images into the hands of people that shouldn't be seeing it. There's the X. Look at that, you guys. That's all their language right there. So is that, believe it or not. That tree. The balls, they always have that. In some way or another, they did that. The reason I'm spending so much time on this is because I really want to get you guys one that's not in position, one that's moving. I've been able to see it. I want you guys to see it. 1 minute on the battery. Look at my zoom. It's a pretty cool desk. I really recommend these guys. This place is amazing. It's perfect. It's like a suite, you know, they're all, the residences in, they're really, really nice. Oh, come on, we gotta get through that window. Give me something physical. Man, you just want to see it at night, you know. It's like, it doesn't necessarily mean to be a field day, but you know what? Like if you went in there, let's say you put a tent right there, you know, just whatever, pick a spot. And they're going to come all around you. It's hard to understand exactly how they do it at night, you know. But when you're there as a person, it looks like we're probably going to do that with me and Brandon. It's not etched in stone, but we talked about it today a little bit. Night investigation, like sleep out. I said, do you want to try some places? I want to go, there's places that I want to do it, like I've always wanted to do it with them, but I don't know, you know, like if anything will happen there at night, you know, like if they'll do it like blatantly for us. Or I have, you know, where it's happened before, I figure is that the best bet, but man, I don't want to go there again. If I went to Bigfoot Universe again, that would take such cojones. Robin, you know what I mean, and Kelly. Robin and Kelly's stills today were amazing. They really were. Carlos, Gail, always you guys. If you see me complimenting someone new, it's nothing against you guys. It's just that you're always the best. Kelly's today was really good. Energy overload. Really good pictures. I'll put a couple in. I probably already put a couple in. I didn't see anything like earlier, yeah, but not just now. It's just not dark enough. I see people. Sorry about that. That was horrible. You ever just people watch? I don't do it with the camera ever. I'm never where people are, but let's stalk. But just kind of like figure out like what are they doing? What's these guys' deal? Typical couple with the dog. Probably no kids. What does she have on her hip? I think is that. Oh, she's got something tied around her waist. I think. Or no, she's wearing shorts with like sweat, like pants underneath. I'm only filming them right now because just, you know, you never know. Like, what if something happens? What if they get struck by lightning? That thing's still there. It definitely wasn't anything. I mean, as far as I can tell. It just looks like it. Looks like an upside down shrub or something. Like maybe someone threw a shrub. I don't know why it's upside down. They might have done that. So that trail winds around. It goes up right there, and then it comes down over here. That's as far as you go on that trail. It's that white thing. I haven't seen that yet. My battery's gonna die. This is it on the Zooms. I spent way too much time during the day. I couldn't help it. Since we're all family here at Colorado Bigfoot, I know no one wants to see it. It looks like a hotel bed, but trust me, there's nothing went on in this hotel room bed, I promise. I end up sleeping, see with the pillows. I've never done this in my life. I woke up laying that way, and I had no idea until I woke up. I'm like, what's going on? I don't know what I did, so that was kind of embarrassing.
my battery's gonna die. It charged by sitting overnight just in the camera. So I don't want to see one thing. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Look at that, I never saw that. Everything I did yesterday for 2 hours, I never saw that. Is that possible? Look at the structures around the rock, guys. They always stand them up like that. Now I saw it because I can see it from here. And yesterday for 2 hours I did this. And I never saw that. If you ask me, that's blatant. Of course, I have to do research on something that can be invisible. You know, after doing this for hours, what do you want to bet? Bet behind there. Just go over the ridge. Pretty much there where I think I saw them last night. And beyond. I'd love just to see, you know, on the other side through those woods. That's where they are. As opposed to just, you know, sitting there in a circle where this could happen to them. I did not see that rock yesterday. I mean, I'm almost willing to believe they put that up overnight. You guys, I can see it so clearly. There's no way I missed that. There's a way, but I don't think I did. I'm willing to believe that that rock was to put that like that overnight, because I can see it with my eyes. It's the first thing I saw this morning. Very suspicious about that rock. And I'm looking forward to checking out this footage. Well, it was a cool, like, 6-hour vacation. I didn't leave the room, I just did Bigfoot videos. Love you guys, over and out. Hey, that was terrible. I was like, I gotta get my camera. It took me forever. I had to reformat everything. I just want to show you how beautiful. You guys, this is Glenwood Canyons. This is I-70, and you come into Glenwood, and it's one of the prettiest places. Right near here is where Doc Holliday is buried. So I'll think about, I'm gonna see if I can do that in the morning. I'm not sure yet. Look at this. I'm staying in Glenwood Springs tonight. For free! So we're not doing timestamps. I've never done a video here without getting them. But look how pretty. Excuse me, I just ate Burger King. That's disgusting. But I wanted to show you guys. I actually missed some of the prettiest shots. I know someone listening to me is going through Glenwood Canyons at some point. It's just, it's kind of like nothing else. Like, it is such an unbelievable drive. You could crash so easily because the road's really bumpy. They're always working on the road, but you get, especially if you're into like where we are, you get drawn. You don't even look at the road. You're just like, I bet you they're up there. Oh my god, I bet, is that one? Is that one? And then before you know it, you're like, you know, you're like driving off the road. It's a really, really bad road. So let me turn it back on when we get out. Just do it coming right out. I want to see. I want to show you guys how pretty. I am gonna zoom a little just for a couple shots because I am going through windows, because otherwise it's going to be so loud, and my windows are a little dirty. You can see there, look at the construction. It never stops. I can remember sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic right here 5 years ago on my motorcycle, and it must have been it felt like 100 degrees, and I was just burning up on the bike, just frying in the sun, just sitting here. And I finally just said, that's it. I just split, well, you can call it split lanes, you can call it whatever you want. I was out of here. I love this place. I'll try not to talk. I'll tell you, the worst thing about Colorado Bigfoot is he speaks. Someone's like, yes, I agree. Can't help it. Try hanging out with me for a couple days. Wait till you see what I do with Brandon over 6 days. He's gonna come home and be like, he's gonna have to go to like sensitive needs class, because I'm gonna put so much information in his brain. So look how pretty. I just want to do it real quick. There's an X on the side of the hill right there. I can't look, but hopefully I'm getting it. The top is outstanding up there. The structures, you guys. I would give anything just to film you a video right there. What do you want to bet you get interactions up there? You just can't get there. There's no way to get there. You'd have to plan like an expedition somehow, and then come in from a different way, like some other, I don't know. It's not going to be the most exciting video because I have to drive. I just want you guys to see some of this, even if it does have dirty windows. That's a nice truck there. I mean, that is like a dream truck for me right there. GMC Denali Sierra diesel. It's an $85,000 truck. Part of doing this, you know, you're never going to be buying. It doesn't matter. Someone could come along and help you, but you know you can't buy it. Like, I'm never going to buy, you know, even a $40,000. You just can't do that. Well, this is a sensitive subject, and it is the one thing that could be justified, right? Because you can't do this without a good vehicle. I'm hoping I can get another year or two out of this truck. You guys, I've had over 40 vehicles or something like that with my company, which every single one of them had a payment. I've never just bought a vehicle, like a new vehicle, ever, with cash. It was always finance. And I love this truck. I've been putting the money into it to keep it nice. And look how quiet it is. Yes, it's a 2004 with 230,000 miles. It drives like a brand new Cadillac. It's amazing. So if I can not have a payment and drive this for the next couple of years, I'm really happy. But one day, I gotta upgrade. You know, when this thing dies on me. I got lucky with this one. I paid cash for this one. Look, I see stacks of rocks. As you can see. So in a little while, there'll actually be traffic here, I'm guessing, because of this. Basically, what they have, this is the going back lane. So the whole other, I'm supposed to be up there. That whole thing's closed with the bikes, Beamers. Whenever two guys have the same bike, you know what they were like. They met like on Facebook. No one ever has the same bike. Look at that. It's a weird thing about motorcycles. You'll see your car everywhere, but you'll never pass, like, you might pass one, but you'll never just, like, your new friend with a motorcycle will never just have the same. Only motorcycle people know. Right, Slayer? Like, you'll never get, I don't care what you got, that your next motorcycle friend will have a different motorcycle. The odds are just too great. Some cool rapids there. Oh, so let me tell you the bad news, and then I'll stop. There's a 3-year-old in here right now. They can't find him. He's washed down through here. Little Latino kid. I feel so bad. They had like 40 different search and I mean they had so many people looking for this kid, and you know they think that the river took him. They don't know though. So what if he got? Who knows where this kid is? You know. They did find like one shoe. Like the stuff they found of his was right next to the river. And he was only 3, so they're pretty sure. Sorry, I'm trying to film the whole way through here. I'll put this at the end of a video, I don't care. People like it. And now the lines are brutal. Hold on. Check these trees. Why can't we be friends? And that's what's going to happen. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a guide with a crew, and that's how they'll find the kid one day. He's probably, I don't mean for this to sound the wrong way, but I've been involved with missing people on rivers before. One of my friends actually who died, and that's exactly what happened. He got wedged in the Delaware River underneath a log, and it took. I mean, talk about the search and rescue efforts involved in that one, right on the New Jersey-Pennsylvania line at the Delaware River. Unreal. Rich. You know, know, he's gone. He's dead. You know, it's a crazy, crazy thing. So this canyon, you guys, it's like everywhere else. It just comes alive at night. They don't just sit around here during the day. Like, you always have your few that are just positioned, but at nighttime is when it all happens. Everywhere. Remember, I say it and I will say it again. We have the day. They have the night. It's always been that way since the beginning of time. And I can't say it will always be that way because from now on, because I think things are changing slowly. I really truly believe things change with knowledge. And I think that these guys deserve a chance to, in some way or another, you know, be a part of this world openly, you know, to be, even if he's just sitting up there, like, look, you're not allowed to talk to him, but there he is, you guys can honk and wave. Things like that, you know, who knows what we could do if it was done right, you know. People just can't know where they are. They can't know how many there really is. It has to be a special, you gotta almost fib to tell the truth, because you can't, you have to protect them, you guys. It's a great example of why your government lies. Everyone knows. It doesn't matter what walk of life, how much of a dork or Democrat you are. No offense, Democrats. Tom, I always think about my friend Tom, because he's like, I'm a Democrat. And I'm like, oh no. No, I'm kidding, Tom. I like Tom. I don't care if Tom was, you know, what Tom is. You know what I mean? That's because I like Tom. He's my friend, and my friends come first. It's just like a family, you know. Like, I don't care if once you're my friend, there's nothing that could make you not be my friend, unless you're just like, you know, tell me off or something, you know what I mean? But as far as your beliefs or your likes or what you do, your opinion, it doesn't matter. I like you. You know what I mean? I care about you. I don't care. Is it open? Holy wow. Check it, you guys. Watch this. I'm the first one, the first Bigfooter to ever do this. Going through the canyons, right? You know we probably got timestamps. Maybe not that great, but someone's going to see something, right? Look at it, you guys. You could probably look it up. It's look at the swing. It's active. He's swinging. I'll get it when I get closer. There's an amusement park on the side of those cliffs up there. You see that? I just saw the swing. He's definitely swinging. That's cool. I didn't even know that thing was still open. I just thought it was like from the 70s. Whenever I look up there, I didn't know. So yeah, so Google that for me. I guess I'll look at it later. But Glenwood Springs, Glenwood Canyon Amusements, something like that. That's wild. So what I was saying is that the government, you guys, why do you think that's something that everyone agrees on, that they lie, that they've lied? You could be the biggest sheep in the world and believe everything on the news, which is most of the world, and you still know in the back of your head something's up. You know, like, it has to be because we're too dumb. Don't you get it? Not us, but us. When I say we, it's us humans. We can't single ourselves out. We have to, you know, do a nation, you know, I mean, a worldwide average. So it's just us. We are, as a whole right now, are just one giant idiot walking around. And that's a nice word, because all of the great people have brought that average up to the word idiot. If it wasn't for all the great people, the words would be much worse. Over now. So I just came out of Glenwood. I got you a little bit of it. The beginning of Glenwood is just outstanding. So I highly recommend, if you're ever going to go through Vail and towards like Grand Junction, to go I-70, which is pretty much the only way to go. And it is just so beautiful, you guys. It is just, I don't think the camera even does it justice enough. That it like, it's not the same thing as just seeing how beautiful it is out here. It's the one place you kind of can be lonely. You know, it's like, yeah, you want to be with someone that's beautiful, but, you know, it's better than living in Newark by yourself. You know what I mean? I don't have to hear horns, and it's just I'm just in awe every time I look around. I never get used to it. So let's go. Maybe I'll check out Doc Holliday. I'm not sure. Tomorrow. I'm going to look it up tonight, and we'll see what happens. Over now.